The battle banner of the military unit is the symbol of military honor, valor, and glory. From the earliest time, the military honor was considered the internal moral quality and the persuasion of warrior, military collective, characterizing its behavior and attitude to the performance of military duty. For the young fighter and experienced vet, the honor of motherland and his military unit was always above all. In the name of the fight's success, of execution of an order, Russian warriors subdued any barriers and difficulties because the treason and cowardice were scorned. In the course of time, the requirements of military honor concerning the performance of the military duty were confirmed in the oath for service and multi-service regulations. Besides a moral basis, it has a legal one. Let's ideally imagine that today is, for example, the 9th of May, Victory Day, and before us is the colorful solemn sight, the celebratory parade at the Red Square in the capital of our homeland, Moscow. In front of every ceremonial team, the warriors in the battle banner of military honor, the symbol of military credit, valor, and fame. On the face of the battle banner we will read the slogan, "The homeland is with us," sewed with gold. The battle banner of the military unit is the particularly honorable sign, displaying the peculiarities of military unit's battle destination, its history and deserts. It determines the belonging to military forces of Russia. The battle banner of the military unit is a symbol of military credit, valor, and fame. It reminds every military man about the heroic traditions of the military unit of protecting the homeland. It is not improbable that one of you, future conscripts, will get into the Navy and will swear the military oath not on the parade ground, but on board of the military ship, under the Navy flag waving about the deck in the celebratory ranks of sailors. The Navy flag of Russian Federation, raised on the ship of the senior service, is a battle banner of the ship. It symbolizes its state affiliation and immunity. It means that our ship is a territory of Russian state, and it is inviolable, and the state navy flag over it 24 hours a day. Every military man getting to the ship and out of it salutes to the flag. This is a tribute to the ship of senior service of Russia and its famous military traditions. It should be mentioned that on losing the battle banner, the commander of military unit and military men directly guilty in this shame are subject to the court, and the military unit is disembodied. The first navy flag in Russian history was raised in 1668 on the Russian military ship Orel. Its red, blue, and white colors, as one present state flag of Russia, symbolize nobility, faith, and courage. In the reign of Peter I, the Russian navy flag became Andrew flag, that is the flag of St. Andrew, the patron of sailors. This is the white width with the diagonal blue cross. By the decree of the President of Russian Federation in 1992, in the senior service of Russia was instituted the Andrew flag, looking as if it was earlier. Let's continue the brief Russian history of the battle banner. It is known that ancient Slavs esteemed their banners more than any other symbols. At the beginning they wore long poles on the top of which were fastened tufteds, branches, horsetails. Then they began to fasten pieces of bright-colored textile of different forms and sizes to the poles. After the christening of Russia, sainthood began to be represented on the battle banners, the Blessed Virgin and the Savior. Religious pictures and words of prayer were accompanied with, and they replaced by the symbols of the state. During the war campaigns, the banners usually were carried in the troop trained together with arms and armors. In the case of coming to the battlefield, the flag, battle banner, was at once set up on it. It means the venue for the armies. It called individual detachments. The banner showed the position of commander, chief. In the battle, this deed was considered to be a feat and often meant the resolute victory over their enemy. The warriors always watched the flag, and if it wilted, it meant that the enemies won. In battles, the battle banner has always inspired warriors. So, for example, during the terrible slashing on ice of Chudovskoye Lake in 1242, The flag of Alexander Nevsky flied high near the Crowstone, and every warrior saw it and knew that the prince was there. In 1380, on the Kulakov field happened the cruel battle between Russian army and Tatarian horde of Mamai, and in the middle of the terrible battle proudly waved the flag of Dmitry Donskoy, adding strength and firmness in battle to any warriors. We have already noticed that in 18th century, important changes in flags' evolution took place. During the reign of Peter I, the first military regulation was composed. In this, Peter I confirmed the secular traditions of worshipping the flags and introduced the oath before it in the army. It's amazing, but no museum of the world has a Russian flag taken in battle from our ancestors. However, in Russian museums, Swedish flags of the epoch of Karl XII, Prussian flags of Frederick II, the flags of the armies of Napoleon and Hitler are stored. From the pages of history, we know that our ancestors from the earliest times worshipped their banners. They had different names: banner, gonfalon, horsetail, and standard, but the battle banner always embodied honor, valor, glory, unity, faith to the motherland, aspiration to victory.